All right, guys, so here goes nothing. We got our sculpt here. We got a horrible ass mold wall going on here. We got some plaster in the bucket, just kind of letting it rest for a second here, and then we're gonna start molding this thing. I don't know what's about to happen. I've never done this. This might be an absolute nightmare, and this might not go as planned, but I'm never going to learn how to do it if I don't do it. So we're about to waste some material, waste a bunch of time, and try to make a mask out of this piece of shit. So let's see what happens in the next couple hours. We'll give you some more videos how it's going. All right, well, I didn't record much of the actual molding process. I probably should have set my phone up, but I was watching some videos and listening to some YouTube. But this is definitely not the prettiest thing in the world. I don't really know what I'm doing. It's definitely having a nice chemical reaction. You can see it smoking here. I have a little wonky spot. It started kicking on me too quick, and as I put that last glob on there, I didn't get back to it soon enough before it got hard. But we have the face molded. Hopefully it's thick enough. I don't know. I definitely had enough plaster. I think it's a lot thicker on this side than it is on this side, but we'll find out. If it's no good, it's no good. It is what it is. It's a learning experience. Now I know a little bit of how the plaster works. I tried to level this out so when it actually sits, when you go to pour it, it's sitting pretty level. It was pretty level a little bit ago. Well, not now. I don't know what I did, but anyway, I tried to get it level. I had it level. Whatever spot I had it there is pretty okay. It's not perfect, but it's definitely steaming. There's definitely a chemical reaction going on there. It's turning into a rock, so that's pretty cool. It's kind of cool to see this whole process. It took a little while for the plaster to actually kick, which kicked me, starting to thicken up. It was real runny, so I was able to brush in a lot of my details and get it in the mouth really good and stuff like that. And then, I just kind of had to sit and wait for it to start to kick. And then once it started kicking, it was pretty much you're in high gear to get moving. So, yeah, I really hope this side's thick enough, but I think a lot of this over here is just plaster over pouring. So hopefully this side ends up pretty thick, or at least thick enough that we can make something out of this thing. So we're going to let this sit for a little while. Let it do its thing. Let it have its chemical reactions here. And then we're going to go ahead and get it off of the head here later on, and then so we're probably gonna wait about an hour, let that thing do its thing, and then we'll go ahead and we'll pull it and try to get all the clay and everything out of there, and then maybe tomorrow sometime we'll pour one up and see what happens. We'll see if this even comes out right, if pouring it is even an option, if I didn't completely botch this whole thing. So we'll see what actually happens here. This is just a process that I've been wanting to try for a year now. I'm a hell of a lot farther than I have ever been on something like this. So I just hope I didn't screw this whole thing up, and I'm actually able to get a pretty good mask. I know it's thick towards the top of the nose. I just don't know how thick these side walls are. So that's the only thing that kind of scares me, judging by like how it's sitting on the head. It's the only thing that kind of worries me. This side's definitely good. This side, I don't think so. Well, we're going to see. We're going to find out. Like I said, this mold isn't pretty. It's kind of smooth on the sides and stuff, but this last glob I threw on here to try and level it out kind of looks a little crappy, but hey, it is what it is. As long as it does what it needs to do, then it doesn't matter what it looks like. So we'll see what this looks like in an hour, and we'll see what happens. All right, guys, so I am at a point where I can go ahead and flip this thing over and start to demold this rock basically off the top of this Ed head. So it's starting to cool down. It's, you know, still kind of soft, kind of. But now it's starting the cooling process, so this thing's going to start to harden up. It's not near as hot. It's kind of hot right here a little bit. A little warm, I should say. It's like lukewarm, but it's not steaming anymore. It's starting to kind of relax and cool down. So we'll give it a few more minutes, and then we're going to go ahead and flip this thing over and start demolding it and yeah, see what happens. All right, so we got this off of the Ed head. Unfortunately, so here we have the mask. Well, the mold. But as you can see, I had a little oopsie. And I didn't make it thick enough, and it is what it is. I don't know what I can do here. I can probably glue that and we'll be all right. So I'm just gonna let this sit and go from there. I mean, I guess I can glue it. I went through and thickened this thing up. I should have just waited like 10 more minutes and we would have been all right. But either way, I'm gonna have this seam forever in that mask, which is like all right, I suppose. But I mean, the other side's got cracks in it too. This is just gonna be like an outward, but yeah, not perfect for my first mold though. Well, whatever, it is what it is. We can get in there and epoxy this thing up, and I mean, at the end of the day, I guess I still have a mask. This definitely isn't perfect. This isn't I mean, I should have made this about up to here, but oh well. Yeah, this is probably gonna be a really hard one to even like pour, if I can even get it to pour. But hey, we're gonna persevere. We're gonna move on. So this is what we got, and we're just gonna move on to the next one. So is what it is. I mean, I needed to learn this whole process, but to actually sit here and have a stone mold, I feel pretty confident here on my next one. So that was basically what I wanted to do, was just get a trial run, and now I see a lot of the flaws that I'm going to face on this one, trying to just pour it, just because the way the mold actually is, it's definitely not right. So it is what it is. We'll be all right. We'll make something happen with it, and if not, we'll just throw it away. So yeah, the clay came out of there super nice. I only had to pick a little bit of stuff out of like right in here in the corner of that mouth. All the teeth came out really nice. No issues there. And actually, like, most of the clay was reusable. So, yeah, it's done. Number one's done. We got number two underway right here in this bag. I just got it sitting here. I got to get a lot more clay on this. This is really thin. I got to get a lot more clay on there, but I need something to like heat the clay up. It's super cold. So I only got a little bit on this so far. I'm just trying to bulk it out right now, so there's nothing really much on there. Just the main face. You got my ping pong balls I'm using, the nose. It's kind of there. So I'm just kind of bulking this up. I gotta, like I said, you can see I gotta add like a lot of clay to this. So this is the next one we're gonna be working on, and this one is finally done. My Ed head's free. I can finally use this thing again. So I'm pretty excited about that. But yeah, I mean, we made a half mask. Well, whatever. Yeah, we're gonna try and doctor this guy up here. I'll probably have to add some more plaster or something over here later on, and just get back to it. But yeah, overall the experience wasn't too bad. It's trial and error, like everything, you know. It's something new, you don't know what you're doing. Talking to a bunch of freaking people, so you don't really know. But yeah, you can see this side was a lot thinner than this side. This side's real nice and thick. It's about what you want. This side, not so much. This side was way thin the first time around. I went in and added more plaster to it, but it ended up breaking. I should have waited and tried to pull this off later once this kind of all adhered back to itself, but exactly where it broke the first time is where it split. So oh well, it is what it is. You can't win them all, so we're just gonna move on and keep chugging along, keep learning this process, keep learning masks, and yeah, that's gonna be it. So I appreciate you guys. Thank you all for watching, and I'll catch you on the next video.